All righty, here we are. Another day. Another day in Bangkok. Good morning, everybody. I just was thinking, well, I got a couple comments yesterday, but which made me think, you know, there are some things in Thailand that are not great, and we all know that. But you know what? There's things in the US, there's things in Vietnam, there's things in Cambodia, there's things everywhere that are not so good. And there's a lot of things that are good. And I never really want to give the impression that I don't like living here because I do. Man, I got a laid back lifestyle now. I mean, and a lot of people do like to complain about Thailand these days. Hey, Cyrus. The rising cost. Oh my God, the prices are going up. Well, the prices are going up everywhere. And listen, I'll be the first to admit I've complained about the prices. Um, milk prices have gone up a little bit, but other prices have gone up quite a bit. All right, today's 2 for 1. Pupunta sa ang Vietnam, eh? No, yeah. How are you? How are you? They have a new girl working here. They always have new girls working. Um, if you look past all the fluff, the noise, whatever you want to call it, um, Thailand still delivers a lot. You get your bang for the buck. And a lot of people have been telling me, this is it. I'm not coming to Thailand anymore. You know, okay, then don't. I understand. And that's what happens. People from all around the world decide, I'm not going to come here anymore. I'm going to go somewhere different. I did that too. I did that with the Netherlands. I went to the Netherlands 5 years in a row. And I went there for 3 weeks to a month every year. Um, and I really like the quality of life there. I like things there. Now, looking back, I'm kind of glad I didn't move there, but it's one of my favorite places in the world. And so, you know, you can get an incredible quality of life here. And if you don't like here, then you can go to Vietnam or you can go to Cambodia. You can do whatever you want. But I'm going to break down 25 good reasons why Thailand remains one of the best places in the world to live or to retire or to just hit the reset button. And whether you're new to the game or you've been here for a while like me, um, this is kind of your reminder. If you're smart here, it's pretty damn good here. I mean, it is. That's just the way it is. We talk about Pattaya sometimes, and Pattaya has its share of problems right now. I do think eventually they're going to get through them. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I have no idea, but I do think they're going to get through them. Anyway, before I get started, I'm Scott. In case you don't know, I'm an American who's been living here for 30 plus years. If you like this live stream, if you like the videos I do, please click like, smash like if you want. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and hit the notification bell so you can stay informed of the upcoming videos and streams. Also, if you want, you can always send me a message, a letter, whatever you want to send me. If you need a consultation, you need anything like that, you email me at anamericaninbangkok@gmail.com. All right, so let's just get into these reasons here that Thailand more than holds up. And you could pit Thailand against honestly, I'll pit Thailand against the Philippines, Cambodia, Vietnam, um, Malaysia, whatever. I still think it's better. I still think it's the best place in Southeast Asia for sure. And I know some people may not believe that, but I do. Now, before we really get into this, hey Dale, Thailand was, what's today? Today's the 18th, so this is the 17th. So yesterday, Thailand was recognized as a low-risk travel destination, a safe travel destination, and one of the safest places for global travelers, according to the United States. The United States, the United States Department of State officially elevated Thailand to level 1, exercise normal precautions travel status. This top level rating places Thailand among the world's safest travel destinations, along countries like Japan, Australia, Canada, and Singapore. This distinction reflects both the country's stability and success in creating a secure environment for international visitors. So that's really good. By being grouped with other level 1 countries, Thailand is likely to see a sharp rise in bookings and inquiries. And, you know, the bookings have been down a little bit, 2-3%. Supposedly, the money's been up like 1%. But this is supposed to translate into action, and things will get better. Supposedly, it's supposed to be a ripple effect across the travel ecosystem. All right, so this is good news. All right, I mean, actually, in essence, Thailand's level 1 travel advisory status is more than just a badge of safety. It's a strategic pivot point for the nation's tourism future. With eyes on the horizon and feet, I don't know why they put this in here, with eyes on the horizon and feet firmly planted in solid hospitality traditions, Thailand is ready to welcome the world safer and stronger than ever. Now that sounds like a PR piece, but whatever. All right. That's a good thing. Safety is a good thing. Now, like I said with Patia, who knows what's going to happen? Maybe it'll come back to how it once was. Who knows? Right now you have Indians and Chinese and Russians. Vietnam and Thailand are the top 2 places in the world where Russians go. Go figure. Okay. But the thing is that places always change. They're always changing. Over the last 100 years, places have changed. Different people, different demographic has entered countries, and that's just the way it goes. There's nothing you can do about it. Now, let's say Walking Street used to be the hot spot. Now it's LK, what is it, LK Metro and Tree Town, right? Oh, these places are hot spots now. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I really don't know. And I'll be honest, I don't think that the Thais know. I think they try to know. And let's not even talk about scams, because for the most part, most people are not out there getting scammed. I mean, it's part of the system. Scams happen. But they're not out there day in and day out. There are not touts out there standing there who are successfully ripping people off every single day for hundreds of thousands of baht. It just doesn't happen. And let me tell you something. If you get ripped off for more than a couple of baht, you really need to think about what you're doing. You know, you want something for nothing. Maybe that's what it is. Okay. I don't know. But if you're smart, you're not going to get ripped off. I always say this about women. Only you can open your wallet for them. Only you can send them money. It's you. You're in charge of everything. So if you don't want to get ripped off, all you have to do is say, no, 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 no. No, I'm not going to do it. Now, obviously, you know, if you get pulled over on a motorbike without a helmet, well, you know, wear a helmet. What else can I say? Uh, Now, one thing that I've been thinking about, because I think about this quite often, and I think about, well, when's it going to be? Will it ever happen? And I always think about, where else would I like to go? Where else would I like to spend my time that might be similar to Thailand or even better than Thailand? And you know, I've already been to Ecuador, and they're very similar in certain ways. I think Thailand has more to do than Ecuador. You know, just day to day, I think there's more to do. Portugal, depends on where you are, but I like Portugal. I love Portugal. Nice place. Mexico, I don't think it's for me. Okay. Albania. I've been thinking about Albania for quite some time. Underrated. It's underrated. Greece, Malta, Sardinia. I've been thinking about all these places. And then I think to myself, if I was to go tomorrow, let's say I'm going to go to Sardinia or to Greece. Hi, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Greece. Would I have the same following? Would I have people following me, or would people start dropping off and I get a whole new demographic? How would that work? And personally, I don't think there's many places like Thailand. For some reason, people want to know about Thailand. You know, you might think it's the women, but really it's an intangible. It could be the Thai people. Because, listen, most Thai people, they're awesome. They're great people. You know, I mean, listen, I got neighbors. My neighbors go out of their way for me. They bring me stuff. I'm like, oh. So we bring them stuff. You know, they tell me, you know, don't forget to leave your, you know, don't forget to close your window. You know, they're always doing things like that. It is a community. Okay. So, you know, there's a lot, it has a lot to offer. All right. So, number one, the first thing, and we all know this, the lower cost of living. That's what Thailand has, the lower cost of living. American and Amsterdam, not as appealing. You know, best value. I agree already. Bullshit. Good morning. Only the Chinese stay away when they don't feel safe. I don't know about that, to be honest. I don't know if it's just the Chinese bringing it down. I don't know. That's the thing, because the tourism authority says one thing, then some other place says another thing. The newspapers are saying something completely different. I don't know what's what. I don't know what the truth is. Thailand has an exotic draw, and none of the other places, as mentioned, have that. Well, Thailand has an exotic draw, and I've said this. I said, you know, I've been here long enough now where it's not quite as exotic to me. It's just not. I mean, and I'm not Thai, you know, so maybe it should be more exotic. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But Thailand is becoming more modernized. I mean, you think about it. It's much more modern than 5 years ago. So, and I mean, if you think Portugal isn't exotic, uh, if you think some of these other places, um, you know, aren't exotic. I mean, you got to think again. A lot of places are exotic. Some people love the Philippines and they don't want anything to do with Thailand. Some people like Cambodia or Vietnam. You know, like personally, I've said this many times. I've been to the Philippines many times. I haven't been in a while now because I don't have as many reasons to go, and I've already been there. So I'm like, it's already off my bucket list. I really liked it. It was a cool place. I had a lot of fun there, but I don't want to live there. I don't want to have to be in my house and then, going through brownouts all the time and all kinds of. They have a completely different set of issues than Thailand, which some people they do what people do here. They just go, oh, okay, this is what happens here, and they just go through it. They get through it. Would your mama have visited Thailand if you weren't here? Probably if I wasn't here, she'd visit. If my kids were here, she'd visit my kids. Good morning, Scott, and all coming to you from exotic Australia. Well, listen, I never had any problems in the Philippines. I've been there like 20 times. I never had any problems. But then I was smart about how I went out. I went out with groups of guys. When I went out alone, I didn't carry a lot of money. I just, hey, you got nothing to get from me. You want $20? Here you go. But nothing like that ever happened to me. Now, my buddy got his gold chain stolen off his neck in the middle of a street. He was walking on a sidewalk. Some guy ran over, ripped the chain off his neck, and ran. But the cost of living, because you know that um, here you can live anywhere from, I'll just say 1,000, but $1,000 to $2,000. You can be fairly comfortable. All right. Are they already pulling everything in already? What's going on here? It's only 9:20. Check this out. Uh, we have all these little ladies here. Oh, she's putting the. We have all these little ladies that are blocking the. They used to have a lot of people that tried to come in, and they would go, no, you have to go around. You can't come in the mall right now. You have to go and wait. And people used to get pissed. They didn't like it. So now they're trying to, you know. All right, what's this about your wife? The wife's booked to go to on the 9th of July. Why is it you don't go together? We're thinking about going to Surat this weekend. But the kids want to go to a movie. And I'm like, you'd rather go to a movie than go to Surat? You can see the movie anytime. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. And I really don't care, to be honest. Because I'm going to do something myself. If we don't, I'll do something myself if we don't go down there. So anyway, the cost of living is something that you always have to think about. The food. I know there are some people that they're like, I don't want to eat Thai food all the time. Most of my friends, they don't want to eat Thai food all the time. I don't think Thais want to eat Thai food all the time because they've eaten it so often. But when you first come here, you're like, oh yeah, give me that Thai food, man. It's so good. I'm going to have this. I'm going to have that. My wife still always makes pad krapao. I don't like pad krapao, but I'll eat it. Right? I don't eat noodles as much. I don't eat pad thai. I don't eat pad siu. I don't eat pad kimao. There's a lot of things I just don't eat. I don't eat very often. Khao kluk kapi. I could eat all that stuff if I wanted. I could do it very easily. And I just don't want to. I don't know why. I'll eat once or twice a day, and that's it. And maybe I have rice and chicken. I don't know. Maybe I'll have noodles and chicken. It just depends. But the street food, the little, the little shop houses. You can also find plenty of five-star dining, great food, different cuisines everywhere here. You can get pretty much whatever you want, at least in Bangkok. And in a lot of the other cities, you can get most of what you want and you're going to be happy. All right. Number 3, and I already said this, and that is friendly people. I would say, for the most part, Thai people, I don't care what anybody says. I hear all these people, I look in the comments, and people are like, oh, they're just a bunch of scammers. Oh, they're this. Oh, they're that. That's such bullshit. Most of them are not scammers. Most of them just going about their business, doing their own thing. You know, it's ridiculous. Now, let's see here. Listen to this. Thailand, by design, is meant to lure wealthy expats and drain them of their money through investments and love, and have them leave on their own in the end when they're close to broke, since they foreigners legally cannot technically own anything. Really? I mean, this is the thing. Spend an hour, do your research, be smart, and you're not going to get ripped off. This is the most idiotic comment. And I have so many of these comments. And I just can't believe people are this stupid. This guy's an idiot. Really. Oh, Thailand is by design meant to bring in wealthy expats. Really? I'm not wealthy. Listen, wealthy to me is not even $1 million. And I don't have $1 million. I can tell you that. Wealthy to me is like 5 million, 10 million. That's wealthy. And that's not crazy wealthy where you can go and buy whatever you want. It depends on if you have money coming in all the time, or how much you're earning, whatever. But I just don't believe this. Okay. But here's another one. Thailand is a land of smiles. Not anymore. They smile after they scam you, but nobody tries to stop the hundreds of scams and just getting worse, and is a lot more expensive. Instead, control the situation. They put double tax, and dual pricing doesn't make anybody happy. Double tax? What double tax? I don't pay tax. I don't have to pay tax. It's ridiculous. Hundreds of scams. Maybe we'll say I know 100 people. Out of 100 people, how many have been scammed? 2 or 3? I just don't get it, man. Now, here's another one. And this is not a stupid comment or anything like that. My wife and I were going to Thailand for a 4-week vacation, but after much investigation, have decided to ditch the idea completely, and now spending 2 weeks in Malaysia and Vietnam instead, and very happy with that choice. Now, I mean, I'm still paying off the Sydney Harbor Bridge. Very nice. I don't particularly like the dual pricing, but you know what? Whatever. I'm not going to let it get to me because everything else outweighs it. Most of the time, I don't pay more than they do. I don't have to pay more. Only once in a while do I pay more. And that's because I really want to go into where it is, or because my whole family's going in, or there's a group of us or something. I just go, you know what? Fine. I'll pay it. Whatever. Okay. Oh, so they got me. Yeah. And it's not a scam. So, I don't mean to use the word scam. A scam to me is like the jet ski thing where, you get a jet ski, you go out, you ride it, you do everything right, you don't hit anything, and then you come back and the guy goes, you must pay 20,000 because you wrecked my jet ski. That's a scam. Or I'm going to take you to the gem store today and they charge you, triple what they normally charge. Or, oh, the temple is closed today, I'm going to take you somewhere else. Those are scams. And the thing is not to be difficult, but when people come up and go, oh yeah, can I have some money? Most of the time I'm like, no. Why? Now if they're and this has happened many times, not only in Thailand but Bangladesh. Chuck and I in Bangladesh, Jesus Christ, we were very nice to people, very good to people, very generous. But they did not come to us begging us with their hands out. We could tell they were in bad shape. And as a human being, I was like, okay, this is what we got to do. Listen, dual pricing is what it is. You're paying more than they are. Now, what I don't like is dual pricing at hospitals. That bugs me. And I needed to check on a test yesterday. And I said, you know what? I'm not calling them up. So I told Alex, call them up, find out the price. Okay, now we know the price. Find out the name of the person who gave you the price. Okay, so now I know what it is. Jim, don't forget my Australian $3 you owe me. The price is Thai price is Australian $1. Okay. If people still fall for the gem store scam, just deport them. I mean, some people are just stupid. I'm just saying. They are. You get discounts. Yeah. Okay. I don't, that's why I don't really I don't have a big problem. Oh my God. Dowlo, you know what? Fuck your friend. You just ask yourself, okay? Are you scared of your wife? Or what is the problem where you don't want anybody to know that it's you? Jesus criminy. Now, something that we may take for granted at times is most of the time it's warm here. It's always warm. Sometimes it's a little too warm, but there's no snow, no scraping windshields, no, shoveling snow. You may sweat a little bit, but you won't freeze. Tell your bald friend no. You guys are something else. It is legal right now. So what does it matter? You just don't want to be labeled as a weed smoker. All right, whatever. There hasn't been a comment yet, so that's what I'll say. All right, now something else is the beautiful beaches. You got Kolipe, Krabi, Samui, Panga. You got some of the best coastlines in all of Asia. You got Chumpon, which you can go to Koh Tao. You got Kanom, you got Sichuan. Prajuap Khan, which, uh, uh, I've already said, Prajuap Khan, I've been there 3 or 4 times, maybe 5 times. I went by myself a couple times. I went with my wife and kids a couple times. We had a New Year's at Prajuap Khan at this Maggie's homestay or guest house or whatever it was. And it was fantastic. I mean, everybody pitched in and cooked and did everything. It was so good. But there's a lot of people now. It's kind of like Houahin. And, I'm not saying you shouldn't go there, especially if you're new here. Go see everywhere. Check out everywhere. Go do what you want to do. Now, I have the video coming up about my three places where most people don't go. But go see place. I mean, listen, Pattaya is what it is, but go. Have a great time. And then if you don't like it, don't go back. Go somewhere else. That's how you do it. Rayong, Trat, Krabi, Trang, Panga, coastal towns like Tai Muang. I didn't know about Tai Muang. I was there once, a long time. I had a fight there a long time ago. Raynong, and some notable islands that people don't always think about. You got Koh Chang in the south, which is somewhat unknown. Koh Kut, which is unspoiled and the beaches are stunning. Koh Mak, it's basically a family-run vibe. Koh Yao Noi, Koh Yai, kind of chill. It's in between Krabi and Phuket. Koh Payam, which is next to Koh Chang in the south. There's no cars there. There's no cars on Koh Chang. Koh Libong, off-grid, no nightlife. That's in Trang and Koh Kradan. And the water in Koh Kradan is very, very clear. So those are some good reasons to come to Thailand. There are some strong expat communities. This is number 6 in Chiang Mai, Bangkok, Pattaya. You can pick your tribe. You can pick your group of people. There's probably someone like you wherever you live. And, I got a few friends in this neighborhood. Um, you know, but I am not somebody who I got to hang out with 20 guys. I went to Pattaya a couple years ago, and it just worked out to where we met up with about 10 guys, all guys I know, and it did my head in, man. We were sitting in Starbucks talking, and everybody's talking, and I'm like going, oh God. That's why I don't really like it. I like 2-3 people. That's cool. But anyway, if you like that, there are strong expat communities. Hi, Bruce. How you doing? Of course, there are strong expat communities. Well, I don't know if you guys remember, Chuck ate, no, he ate some cookies. They were weed cookies. He ate some cookies and he got smashed. He couldn't stop giggling. It was like a little girl. They're an aphrodisiac. Good stuff. What's an aphrodisiac? Gummies? I know what an aphrodisiac. I know what it is. I know what that is. All right. Something else. Number 7, excellent health care. In most cities, the healthcare is top notch, man. Especially in Bangkok. Forget about it. I mean, it's better than it is in the U.S. If you get sick here, you're going to be okay most of the time. That's just the way that it works out. All right, let me see this here. Easy public transport in cities. BTS, MRT, cheap taxis, Grab, Bolt, InDriver. It may not be Tokyo here, but um, you know, things work out here. Anytime I need to go somewhere here, it's a piece of cake. Sometimes I go to Rank Sit, I just jump in a taxi. Sometimes I go to what is it down there, Seacon Square. Most of the time I just get on the SkyTrain, and I haven't been on there in 2 months. Grab is convenient, but also look at Bolt. The thing about Grab is Grab gives discounts. So if you got 150 baht fare and they're giving you 20% off, now you might think, oh, well, that'll be 30 baht off. No, the price goes up to like 165, and then they give you the 20% off, but still, it's cheaper. And then you compare the price with Bolt, and most of the time, if you get the discount with Grab, it's going to be cheaper than Bolt. If you don't get the discount, then Bolt is usually cheaper, and you can use a credit card on Bolt now. In Driver, I'm not sure if you can use a credit card. I don't think you can. I think it's cash only, but I'm not sure. Okay, of course, number 9, we have the vibrant nightlife. Vibrant is the word they always use. Nightlife. Okay. Oh man, hang on. I need to drink my coffee. Ugh. Oh. From soy cowboy to beach bars to local karaoke joints, if you want action, it's here. There's also Nana. There's also Hui Kwang, RCA. There's all kinds of places. I mean, Jim, I bet you money that within about a 3-mile radius, there's a karaoke bar near your house. And if you wanted, just saying, and you went to that karaoke bar, there is companionship available. Now, there is a large travel variety in one country, Thailand. You want jungle, you can get jungle. You want mountains, you can get mountains. You want islands, you can get islands. You want cities, you can get cities. You don't even need to leave Thailand. If you want to change your scenery, you don't have to leave the country. This one is much prettier than the ones at the karaoke bar. This one? What one? Oh man. Now here's my coffee. Just an espresso with an ice ball. That's all it is. Espresso with an ice ball. Oh God. No. Those things are freaking hideous. I photographed monitor lizards at length. Many, many, many photos of these things. And I have photos of them where they're chewing on old fish, massive old fish. And they're all, I don't know if you guys remember this, I streamed some of it. I was sitting there and I looked around. The next thing I know, there's a monitor lizard there behind me. straight behind me, over to the left, over there, in the water. There was 2 or 3 of them. And I'm like, I need to get out of here because they're starting to like close in because they wanted to fish. Crazy. All right. Now, with all these, the different variety that you can see in the country, there are also very cheap domestic flights. It's number 11. Quick, painless, cheap. Bangkok to Chiang Mai, $30, 90 minutes. That's one way. But usually from 20 bucks to about $100, you can get a ticket to go somewhere. Now that may be one way or round trip, but that's not bad. Let me tell you something. If you're in Myanmar and you want to go from Mandalay to Putao, which is not that far away, I think it's like an hour and a half flight. It's like $300. That's a lot compared to, here, you can go just about anywhere. Now, the only thing is if you're going to go to Koh Samui or somewhere like that, they tend to be a little bit more expensive. It's 4,000 or 5,000 baht. But it's better than taking the train and then taking a ferry, going that way. All right, number 12. Visa options. There are still some visa options. They may be tightening down some of the rules, but guess what? Retiree, marriage, ED, elite visas, they all exist and they're all manageable. And, there are ways around just about everything here. You can figure out a way. Now, if you're 22 years old, I talked to a guy the other day and he sent me a message and he said, hey, I want to study Buddhism. Can I stay here in Thailand for that? I gave him the link right to the page. He says, yeah, well, monks need visas, but what about lay people? And I was like, I don't even know what to say to that because monks start out as lay people. And obviously, Thai monks don't need visas. If you're a monk from outside the country, they don't care. You need a visa. All right, number 13. Okay, digital nomad friendly. If you are not screwing around with the law, Thailand is remote work heaven, fast Wi-Fi, cheap living. And, depending on what you're doing, the Thais don't come after you and, harass you. You know, Number 14, deep culture and history. Temples, festivals, royal tradition. You feel it everywhere, even in the middle of Bangkok traffic. This is the thing. Even though Thailand has become more modernized, there still is an element of tradition in just about everything. I mean, really, if you look around, you can find tradition here all over the place. I mean, you know, I'll just give you a little example of something that people do here that I don't know if they do them back in the States. I've never seen it. But if you're down by Rajdamnern, you're down what is the name of that street? I forget the name of the street, but you're down by there and you go to you're down there and you're driving, you're in a taxi or something like that. There's people walking through the cars with bags of fried bananas. Oh, you need some of these, you need some of these, you want some of these. If you want them, 20 baht. Here you go, buddy. And that's it. All right. The society is quite respectful. And it's funny that I don't get a lot of negative people here arguing with me in the chat about the politeness of Thais. I understand some people may try to rip you off. They may try to get the better of you in a deal, however you want to put it. It could be a scam. It could be, you could say dual pricing. Oh, they're trying to get the better of me, whatever it might be. The bottom line, though, is that it is a very respectful society. Uh, I know two guys. Jesus Christ. I know two guys, and they're involved in Muay Thai at a lower level. And I don't really want to get involved with them because I'm I'm not gonna make any money from them. I'm not gonna make much. I mean, maybe I'll make 1,000 baht or something like that, 2,000 baht. It's not worth it. And I gotta do a bunch of work. Now, this has been going on for years. I just got a message from the guy the other day, and what I know is that he and the other guy, I used to do the records, the boxing records for Thailand for a long time. And this guy kept saying to me, "Oh, please help me, put this record in, put this." I started checking on him, and all of it was a bunch of bullshit. He was lying about everything. Then I found out that in Singapore, they're saying that they had all kinds of shows and they put fights on and all this kind of stuff. I knew we were the only one who put the show on. We were the only person in Singapore who put a show on there in boxing. So I said, no, you can't put them in. I'm taking them out. This guy, I told him the same thing. And he always wanted to get guys to Australia. Oh, I need to have this record so I can get my guy to Australia. And I go, yeah, but your guy's lost 8 times. Hey, Carlos, what's happening? I'd say your guy has lost 8 times in a row. I can't put in that he's won the last 6 fights. You know. So finally, I just went, nah, I can't do it anymore. But the one thing that I always remember with this guys, and this is what made me trust them in the beginning, they were always very polite to me. Always polite. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. I mean, they'd why me and it was everything. When I was like, no, I don't really want to do that. I don't feel comfortable doing that. They would not get confrontational with me. It was always peaceful. And even now, I don't hate the guys. I don't dislike the guys. But, I know, hey, I can't trust you guys. I'm not putting anything in for you. So, there's that. And that is a very big plus. Number 16. And I'm sure that Dowlo likes this. Affordable massages and spas. Where else can you get a solid 1 hour massage for like $6? You get therapy on demand. I mean, I don't usually like having the older ladies grab me and massage me all over and stuff like that. But I do like a foot massage and a leg massage, and I like a hand massage because my hands are just beat up and they hurt like hell all the time. So, I mean, my hands are stiff. I can't, it's hard to straighten them out. So when they massage my hands, it feels great. All right, number 17. Fresh fruit galore. Tropical, cheap, and everywhere. Mango, papaya, pineapple, mangosteen, rambutan, coconut, whatever you want. Much better than supermarket imports back home. I'd say generally the fruit here is much, much better than back in the States. And for us, we have all of it right on our land. Happy ending. I didn't even think of that. Suit, suit. Let me think here. Suit. No, it's let me see here. Chop bap mi kwam suk. 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 Kwam suk is happy. Jope is grab. Bap me. I don't know why it's bap me. I'm not sure why it is that, but that's what it is. Um, I once had an old lady masseuse who put me in a painful submission hold that is prohibited in MMA. It's funny. Well, they don't put their hands on your nuts, but what they do is they put your hands all the way up to the top of your thigh, and then their hands are kind of brushing up against your nuts. Now, if they're old ladies, nothing moves. Nothing wants to move. But if there's some young, sweet, good-looking girl, it's kind of like, whoa, hey, what was that? You know. All right, let me see something here. Another thing, and this is true for almost everywhere, although you constantly are seeing it in the news, and I don't think it's nearly as bad as they make it out to be, and that is Thailand has a relatively low crime rate. If you keep your head down, you don't act like a jackass, you're going to be much safer than elsewhere. And so, I think that's pretty important. And I've talked about it before, but like, one time, um, the food court across the street, I went over there. I brought my laptop, and I left my laptop there, got my food, I ate. I'm like, enjoying everything. I'm like, oh, this is so wonderful. I get up, I go home. I'm sitting there on the sofa for a couple minutes, and I thought, I know I forgot something. And I went, my computer. And so I ran back out, jumped on a motorcycle, and then went all the way back to the food court. And my laptop is sitting exactly where it was when I left. And it was like 20 minutes. By the time I got home, came back, it's 15, 20 minutes. And my laptop is still there. Didn't even move. That's why they put their helmets on their motorcycle, because nobody's going to steal them. Now, you pull some girl that you don't know, and you leave out 50,000 baht. Who knows? She might just take it, but you don't want to be stupid. But generally, I I haven't had any kind of incidents here when it comes to crime, especially theft. So that's good. Easygoing lifestyle, number 19. People are not in a rush. There is really no pressure to keep up with the Joneses. They don't even know what keeping up with the Joneses is here. The other day, I heard that, and I hadn't heard it for a long time, but I heard it on TV in some movie or something. And I said to Nicholas, you know what that means? He's like, no, I don't know what it means. Had no idea what it meant. Let's see here. What is this? Wife just came out and saw the monitor and chased it off with a stick. He'll be back. On my first visit to Thailand, I messed up the exchange rate at a street kiosk in Cha-am. I walked away. 5 minutes later, she chased down the street to give me my money back. That's pretty good. I mean, if you're in a tourist area and you screw up with money, you might have to consider it gone. I'd say it's 50-50. So that was pretty lucky. That's very, and listen, You hear about taxi drivers. You know, you're driving along and you got your a couple of bags, whatever, and you leave some bag in the taxi, and in that bag has 100,000 baht in it. This stuff happens all the time, and the taxi driver puts the word out and tries to get that 100,000 baht back to the owner, and usually he does. So, all right. So let's see here. English. Oh my God, speaking English. Listen, this generation does speak better English. I wouldn't call it fantastic, but um, they do speak better English than the last generation and the generation before that. It has been increasing. It has been getting better and better over time. It's still not great by any stretch of the imagination, but it will help you and you'll be able to get by. Their English, if you speak a couple words of Thai, you can get by no problem, especially in the cities. And if you learn Thai, and I've said this a million times, nobody cares. Nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to listen to me. I've said it a million times. Learn some Thai. You don't have to be perfect. Just learn it. Man, let me tell you something. I've learned phrases over and over and over and over again. I think, oh, yeah, I got this down. And then I never use them for like 5 years. And I go, once I remember, then it's okay. I don't always remember things. I forget a lot. I've forgotten a lot now, but I remember a lot, and I remember enough. And if you can learn a little bit, and even listen, I always bring it up. Even Jono, he doesn't speak perfect Thai, but he is starting to get the hang of it. And I told him, don't stop. You will get the hang of it eventually, even if it's just, Sawatdee Cup, Tom Atrai Cup. You may not speak perfect, but you don't have to. All right. Now, I like this one. I really do like this one. And that is number 21. Elders are respected. If you are 50 plus, this matters. Age here gets respected, and generally, you're not going to get any eye rolls. Like, you go up and you start asking a question, you might have some 20-year-old girl trying to help you. And she's really genuinely trying her best to help you. She's not going, oh, God, I got to help this guy again. Like in the States, maybe they would do that. But here, they don't do that. So now here they all go. They've got to take all their goods down. They're learning the ropes. And here comes all the people. It is now 10 o'clock. Okay, number 22. Unique festivals. Songkran, Loi Krathong, Yi Ping. Real culture, not just Instagram fluff. Now, let me see if I can remember here. What was the name of Suratani festival? Not the Kite Festival. No, it was not the. I think this is it. Chakra. Yes, the Chakra Festival. That's what it is. It's the Chakra Festival. I went, I don't know, it's been a couple years now. I went to this Chakra Festival, and there's just float after float after float after float. And we had a great time. We're walking around. We're touching the floats. We're spinning the wheels. We're putting money in. We're doing all kinds of stuff. We stop. We get some food. We start walking around. All of a sudden, it starts raining. So we run over to a shop that has a awning, and we're covered up, and it starts pouring rain. And everybody in the place just ran, and they just ran under awning, different awnings. And we stood there for about a half an hour, and that finally we just went, we got to get out of here. So we called the taxi. But that was so much fun. It was a lot of fun, and the kids liked it, and Barricade, yeah, Rocket Festival. On any given weekend, there's a big festival either here or an adjacent province. Yeah, there's too many festivals. Now, listen, I've been to a lot of the festivals, and while I think they're fun, I just go, okay, if you guys want to go ahead, have fun. I'd rather stay home, you know. So I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do this weekend. I have no idea because I think the weekend after that. See, now I'm starting to get. I have all kinds of things scheduled, and it's getting to the point to where I have to put everything in my phone, in my calendar, to make sure that I don't forget everything that I have to do. Oh, doctor's appointment, dentist appointment. Oh, are we going to go here on this weekend? Oh, Bo has to fly on this weekend. There's all these things. Let me see here. So that would be tomorrow. That's the 19th. If we go on the 26th, we could go on the 26th. So I don't know. I'll find out. But that's how it is now. My schedule is so filled up, not just for me, but for the kids. Because like on Thursday, they want me to go to the movie with them. We want you to see this movie. It's a zombie movie. You're going to love it. Really? I don't really want to go to a zombie movie. Really? I promise you're going to love it. Okay, I'll go. My wife is going, you go, you go. I'm like, all right, I'll go. I've seen so many bands at festivals. Big Ass, Carabao. What was that other one? The really faint. Well, Loso. That was a long time ago. There's a lot of them. Today, I'll just say it. We don't have a lot of people in the chat. We have a few people. That's it. We have like 3 people in the chat. I don't understand. And I've been saying, I did today's stream because I thought maybe that the last video that I put up, or the video before, whatever it was, the one about, what is it? Let me see here. The one about tourism. Let's see here. Yeah, tourism is broken. I thought, well, maybe that was a little too negative on the Thai side. So that's why I'm doing today. Because I started looking at the videos that I have going up, and none of them are really that negative. Some are just telling like it is, and they're not negative at all. And some are just telling, So I thought about it. I'll stream today because I have something to do today. I have something important to do today. But I didn't want to. Don't forget to eat some fresh seafood. I had salmon last night. Salmon and green beans with some baby corn and some tomatoes. It was really, really good. Really good. I'll be in Bang Saray next month to see Body Slam. I've been on clear. Okay. You see, you go there to see him. I won't go there to see him. If I'm there, I'll see him. I've seen Body Slam and maybe Clear. I don't remember. I don't always remember this shit anymore. My memory is not so good anymore. All right, let me just finish this up here. I'm forgetting all about it. Community vibes. In smaller towns and villages, people notice if you disappear. You're not anonymous unless you want to be. Well, I like to be anonymous, but you know, if you don't want to be anonymous, Jim's out there out in the country, and he has a good time. It's a little community. Now, number 24, Southeast Asia is a travel hub. About an hour to Cambodia, about 2 hours to Vietnam, 3 hours to Singapore, a little bit longer to get to Bali or uh, what else is it? Jakarta or whatever. You can get anywhere from Bangkok is a hub, right? So that's beautiful, and it's worked for me for years. Um, so 23 happens in most countries. What's 23? Oh, I think I saw that Isan Zombies. I was sitting there watching it with my wife and kids. You're on 24. 24 what? You lost me. I don't know what you're talking about. Honestly, I'm like lost, man. You lost me. Oh, 23 is before. Okay, I got you. 23 was community vibes. 24 is Southeast Asia travel hub. That's 24. 23 is community vibes. 22 is unique festivals. I'll go over these in a minute. Number 25, and this is one that a lot of people do, and I would say I kind of did it, and that is reinvention. That is possible. You want to reinvent yourself, you can. When I came here, I was no longer a printer. I was no longer a middleman. I didn't know what I was, quite frankly. Um, you can show up here, you can be broke. Hey, as long as you got a job, um, you can be lost and you just get off the plane. You go, I don't know where I am. I'm drunk. You got a little bit of money. You can set yourself up. You can start yourself again. You can build something new. It ain't easy, but you can do it. And, this is the thing. You can do that anywhere. Doesn't matter where it is. If you can get into the country and you got a little bit of money, you can start all over again. Um, when I first came here, I didn't have a whole lot of goals. I just wanted to see stuff. I wanted to see stuff, and I wanted to make friends. We'll say, and I did that. I did both of those things. I made friends, men and women. Uh, I mean, friends, and I went all over Thailand. And in the beginning, I'll just give this away. In the beginning, one of the coolest things I did, really, one of the coolest things I did was go to the Golden Triangle. Listen, the women were always great. I always had fun with them, and well, almost always. And it was very interesting and exciting. And listen, I sowed my oats, but going to the Golden Triangle was it's memorable. I mean, really, it was memorable. And I've done a lot of memorable things here. Some of them I don't remember anymore. Um, I mean, I used to go to Nong Khai all the time and just like hang out on the river. Um, I mean, I used to do all sorts of things like that. I mean, I've done some things. I went out to a couple of places um, near the border, um, and I never knew what I didn't know. I didn't know what I was going to do, where I was going to end up. I didn't know anything. Now, what is this here? I wanted to see the river. I think it was the confluence of Ruak and Mekong rivers. No, I think this was the. I thought this was the Ping River. I don't know. Sometimes I can't figure it out. Anyway, let me see here. What is this? I came for the women. Imagine that. You can come from the women, but let me tell you something. The women ain't going to keep you here. Many come for the black triangle. What's the black triangle? Then discovered many new things in Thailand, and I'm still amazed. Okay, that's good. Yes. Well, those were the days. This is when did I go? Maybe 94 or 95. Jesus Christ. Crazy. I've never heard, I don't know if what you're calling the black triangle. That's not a black triangle. Why would you call it a black triangle? A furry triangle. But I don't know what kind of triangles you've been looking at, but I don't know. I don't see all that many black ones. I see the triangle might be black, but everything else ain't black. I've seen some blonde ones in my life too, but Jesus Christ, I think it's the magic triangle or something. What did I used to call it? I forget what it was, but it definitely wasn't the black triangle. Unbelievable. Anyway, all right, let me go on here. I got to finish this up here. Reinvention. Yeah. So if you guys are like a bunch of, dimwits or, you're like, I don't know what to do with myself. Well, if you want to come here, you can come here and start your life and start it however you want. You got a little bit of money, you're good, man. You know. So, is Thailand perfect? No, of course not. Is it changing? Yes. But at least for me, the core reasons so many of the core reasons people came here and stayed here are still alive and well. I hear people talking about, oh, the visa system is so screwed up. Really? How is it so screwed up? You still need 800 or 400,000. You still need an ED visa. You still need, a media visa. You still need an elite visa. All right, you got to pay a little more. Okay. I understand that 90-day, a 90-day report and TM30 can be a pain in the neck. I understand that. But, once you get it set up, it's a piece of cake, man. And okay, so maybe you have to do a little bit more than in the Philippines or in Vietnam. Well, Vietnam doesn't have a retirement visa. I don't think Vietnam or Philippines has a retirement visa either. I think you have to leave every 3 months or something like that. I think it's you get 3 years or something like that. I'm not sure what it is. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah, available through the long stay, which allows for a maximum stay of 36 months for a non-visa required nationals and 24 for visa required nationals, with the possibility of conversion to other visa categories. This program is initially implemented by the Bureau of Immigration main office in Intramuros, Manila. Okay, so you can stay for 3 years. So if you're an American, you should be able to stay for 3 years. Okay, so that's fine. That's good. And Cambodia is very easy. But what I'll say about Cambodia, okay, Cambodia, they don't make you show any money. Not right now. But eventually they will. Eventually they will. And I asked my buddy, I said, are there a lot more foreigners there now? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. A lot more foreigners than there used to be. So, you know, should keep that in mind, because every place that is easy at one point becomes more difficult as more and more people enjoy their program. Let's see here. Let's see here. Thailand still offers a kind of freedom, simplicity, and quality of life that most Western countries have buried under debt, stress, and overregulation. That's the U.S., man. I mean, the U.S. is my country. I'm an American, but I don't want to live there. Do any of you really want to live in America? Any of you Americans really want to live there? Or do you want to live somewhere else? Not necessarily Thailand, but do you want to live somewhere else? I'd like to know that. The prices are up here and there, and the visas take more effort now. But if you've got your head on straight and you know how to live within your means and you respect the culture, Thailand is still a winner. You don't want to lose sight of the good stuff. You want to accent, what is it? Accent the positive. What is it? Eliminate the negative. Yeah. 1937. I think that was Bing Crosby and the Andrews sisters. Little piece of trivia for you there. What is this here? Oops. Where am I? I love Montana, but want to live somewhere else. Come on down. Thais are now falling into the debt trap. If I had the money, I wouldn't live anywhere full time. So what would you do? You would just travel around? I don't really want to do that. For me, I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to spend all my time traveling. If you were in 4 different places in a year, you're spending 3 months in each place. Let's just say to make it easy. and you're staying there for 3 months at a time, and you're going from place to place to place to place. You know, I saw this guy. He's got a channel. It's not a very big channel or anything, but he showed himself walking around in Albania, and he was like, "Oh, Albania is great. It's this and that, and blah blah blah." And my buddy had told me about it. He was going to buy a house there, and it is nice there, right? It's a nice place, but I'm thinking Greece, Sardinia, Malta, Italy, these kind of places. And I'm thinking, can I afford it? How's it going to happen? What's going to happen? I'm always thinking these things. That's my plan B, C, D, E, F, G. Now, if the U.S. is attacked, I'm back home by any means possible. That won't ever change. You're back home by any means possible. You're back home. You want to be home. You'll be in Texas. Bet all the millions in time I'd buy a room on a ship and see the world that way. No thanks. Not for me, man. I don't mind being on a boat on the Mediterranean or something like that, but I've been on boats before. I've been in Alaska. I've been in a lot of places on boats, Mexico, and I mean, okay, it's nice that you can get away from people. You can be alone. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's all right. But taking care of the boat and keeping the upkeep and everything that goes along with a boat is an anchor for the most part. That's what it is. It's an anchor. We used to have two boats when I was a kid. My dad had them. And they were just an anchor, man. It's like to moor the thing, to put it to what do they do when they put it up on the dry docket? You got to scrub the hull. You got to do this. You got to do that. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, you got to live. You have to live on the boat. That's what you have to do. And I've thought about living on, like in the Netherlands or in England or something like that, in a canal, in some boat. But I don't want to do that. That's not how I want to live. I know how I want to live. I have my ideas. I have exactly what I want to do. Well, you buy a room, then you're living with other people. You mean a cruise ship? Even, I mean, a cruise ship is cool. It's cool, but after a while, it does get to you. I've been on 2 cruises, and quite honestly, I was like, you know what? By the time I got off, I was like, all right, this is good. I'm glad I'm home. I didn't want to stay on any longer. I've been in the Caribbean. I've been all over. But cruise ship is cool. I don't know how long you would, maybe you would find that if you're on there after a while, you're on there for say 6 months and you're like, I want to get off. I want to get out of here. I like that, there's a channel out there. It's called, what the hell is it? Something Vagabond. What the hell was the name of it? Let me see here. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, God. I can't remember what the name of it is. Sailing Vagabond? Yeah. Sailing La Vagabonds. Almost 2 million subscribers. And I watch them. I mean, I don't watch them all the time. I definitely not. Yeah, I know. I know. I remember Duo Vagari. Um, I still remember when you had the kid, Tim. And, it would be hard to be on a cruise ship. Become a professional golfer on tour. That was my youthful dream. No, not me. It's not that small, buddy. I hate to tell you this. Um, it's a pretty big freaking ship now, man. They upgraded, like, I don't know if it's twice, once or twice, but they've really they've done a lot with their channel, man. I mean, I don't watch them that much. Um, they met. She was like singing or something in some bar in, like, I don't know, Greece or something like that. And they hooked up. The next thing you know, he's like, "Listen, I got a boat. Why don't we, stay together for a while?" Okay. Then the next thing you know, they're in love, and and now they've been on this boat for how long now? 9 years around the world. And I've watched them quite often. Um, I mean, I watch them maybe once every couple of months. I'll watch a couple of their videos. But yeah, they've got I don't know what they have now. I don't know what kind. Oh my God, they sailed Greta Thunberg across the Atlantic. Well, there you go. That's gonna get to you. Well, I used to get seasick when I was a kid. And then after that, I just stopped getting seasick. I don't know why. Maybe it's just my drinking. maybe I got used to drinking, and then I was like, "Hey, this is just like being drunk. It's perfect." You know. Anyway, like I said, the prices here go up, and guess what? They go up just about everywhere in the world, and they're still. Listen, my old house used to cost us 6,000 baht a month. This is like 12 years ago. My new townhouse, well, it's not new, but my townhouse now is 7,000 baht, and it hasn't gone up, and it's not going to go up. And that's why I'm like, you know, Tom is, I think he's buying another house, and I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to work out for him. He's got a house. It's not real expensive house, but he's got a house. He's going to buy another one, do something with that house. And I said to my wife, I said, "Listen, we pay this much for rent. If we want, we can keep this place. We pay a year in advance, and the kids can stay here. We can go wherever we want. We can get a place somewhere else. I mean, we can do all kinds of things. Once we start having a 40,000, 50,000 baht a month house, now it's like, okay, well, I live at the house. This is where I spend all my time, and I do everything at my house." Yeah, what was it supposed to be? It was supposed to be accent the positive, eliminate the negative. Yeah, that's what it's supposed to be. Anyway, listen, it ain't easy for them getting a job, man. I can't believe it. Really, it's very hard. You don't know how many Alex has put in many applications, and he gets callbacks and he gets this and that, and then in the end he gets rejected. And Bo told me, she goes, you know what? Right now, not many people are hiring. It's not like it was, a couple of years ago when people were hiring all the time. So I just told them, just keep doing it, man. Just keep putting in keep putting in the applications. It'll happen eventually. And then you hang on to your job, you know. Either that or go in the military. You better make sure you can do all the army tests, you know. Well, it's good they're bringing the wage up. I mean, people always go, oh, in Thailand, all they make is 9,000 baht, 10,000 baht a month. They don't make any money. That's not really the truth. Because those are like the people who are making minimum wage. The average wage is like 25, 30,000. That's what it works out to, the median wage. And, oh God, this this guy walks by. He's bald-headed guy. He's got suspenders on. He's got to be around 75. And he's walking along and he sees me and he looks at me and he walks. And then this other guy's getting ready to walk in front of him. So he stops and he says, you go. And the other guy goes, you go. And so they both start going at the same time and almost run into each other. And then he just keeps walking along. But, when you get older, you don't have that many things to be angry about. You just go, hey, this is my life. I got money, got a roof over my head. I'm good. There was something else I wanted to say here. Oh, this is the Pattaya, not the Pattaya Mail or the Pattaya News, Pattaya Mail. Almost every single day, they have something about Pattaya, and it's not real optimistic. I would say it's a little on the negative side. So let me read this to you real quick because it's not very long at all, and I think you'll get my drift. But they have something like this every day, and while I appreciate it, I don't know that they're kind of looking at it from the entire perspective. It's just my opinion. It's called Welcome Back to Pattaya If You Can Get Past These Conditions. It says, lately, many returning visitors to Pattaya find it harder to rekindle the magic they once felt. If they can get past a series of daunting challenges. Okay. For those thinking of making a comeback to Pattaya, the welcome may come with a long list of frustrations. Visa headaches, such as the onerous 90-day reporting requirement, have become a major hurdle, causing many to reconsider extended stays. Now, why is a 90-day report an onerous reporting requirement? Quite honestly, why is it that difficult? You can mail the 90-day report in. You can send it by EMS. It'll cost you 50, 60 baht. You can do it online, or you can go in to wherever you have to go in. So why is it so difficult? Please explain that to me, because I have never found it difficult at all. That's what I mean. So, and I know I have pushed some, of the narrative that things are negative in Thailand and, they're not so good. Okay, I understand that. And I stand by what I say. First of all, it is not new. Second of all, now you can do it online. Third of all, you can always mail it. I used to mail it all the time. I used to mail it all the time. And if it was due on the 1st, on the 31st or the 30th, whatever, I would mail it then because you know why? They give you an extra 7 days. And you get it in 2 days because it's EMS. Then they send it back to you. Boom. Everything's cool. Very easy. Visa headaches, such as the onerous 90-day. How is that a visa headache? The 90-day report is not a visa headache. And it's not a major hurdle, causing many to reconsider extended stays. Well, then don't do it then. You don't need to stay here. And supposedly I'm not allowed to say you're not, if you don't like it, go home. I don't usually say that. But really, if you don't like this, I mean, really, what's the big deal? If you don't like it, go home. I don't care if you like it or not. Go home. Don't stay extra. Don't stay longer. The cost of living has risen sharply, especially in real estate, making it difficult for foreigners and even locals to find affordable housing. Now, I think that's bullshit. I'm sorry. Because the one thing that has stayed fairly constant over the years is the price of like apartments and condos and townhouses. If you wanted, you could find a house, a nice house. If you go in my village or you go some of the other villages, a comparable village, it's going to cost you maybe 10,000 baht, maybe 15,000 baht, or maybe 7 or 8,000 baht. It's not going to cost that much. I tell people in my village, I told them in the beginning, this is a couple of years ago, they said, how much do you pay here? 7,000. Oh, pang mak. Really? It's expensive? Well, I think the news generally reports the negative and things that are a little more harsh because it gets people reading. Risen sharply everywhere. So Thailand is still cheaper because it hasn't gone up as much as here. So in a way, it's even cheaper now. I think that they are trying to discourage the expats. Well, good. Discourage them. I don't care. I'm not going anywhere. And if I am going somewhere, it's going to be because I'm like, woohoo! I'm going on a 3-month trip. I'm going for 6 months. I'm going for a month. I don't know what I'm doing, but woohoo! I'm going somewhere. That's why. All right, let me continue to read this here. Meanwhile, the it's always infamous Pattaya nightlife scene has seen a shift. Girls on the phone, girls of the night are way overpriced. Another expat lamented. The atmosphere is no longer as enticing, with many feeling the value just isn't there anymore. Now, I understand that. And I've talked about this. When I first came here, man, one of the first nights that I went out, I had 2 girls. It was 1,000 baht for 2, 500 baht each. And they were fantastic. They cleaned my room. They did all kinds of stuff. Now, okay, it's going to cost you more money now. Okay, well, cost of living has gone up. I understand. And it may have gone up too much. I understand that. Because you know what? I hate to say this, but, the price of the triangle does not always measure the quality of the experience. You get some girl and you're paying her 4,000 baht, and for some reason she's terrible, and you're like, oh my god. Now, Maybe she charges you 2,000. She's fantastic. You know, that's how it works. I understand the atmosphere is no longer as enticing, with many feeling the value just isn't there anymore. And let me tell you something. That's one reason I'm glad I got married when I did. I got married when my wife was young. We were, you know, we had a great time together. We wanted to be together. You know, your life changes over time, and that's okay. But now I wouldn't want to be out there now, especially running around in the, you know, in Pattaya. Beyond that, the city's infrastructure leaves much to be desired. Footpaths along most streets are poorly maintained, making simple strolls a challenge. Okay, maybe. Again, this is kind of like hit or miss. I think they're reaching. They're grabbing for straws. Because if you're on like Second Street or Beach Road, the sidewalks are pretty good. You're not going to be tripping all over yourself. Now, yeah, some places they're not so good and they need to clean it up. Okay, if they want it to be upscale, then they need to treat it like it is upscale. Shopping options often disappoint. I don't know about that, but okay, let me read on. With many stores pushing counterfeit or low quality goods instead of authentic products, tarnishing Pattaya's once colorful marketplace reputation. Well, I can tell you that in the past, things were counterfeit too. If they're selling something counterfeit, like on the side of the road, I'm talking about you're walking down and you're on the sidewalk and you see something and it's hanging. You go, oh yeah, look at that, and you know it's a polo shirt. It's probably not a polo shirt. You go into the mall now. You expect it in the mall to be a full-on polo shirt. You expect it to be authentic. If it's not, that's a problem. That really is a problem. Visitors often also report feeling singled out. Scooter rentals, for example, seem to target foreigners exclusively, with high prices and strict booking policies, while locals zip around on modified scooters without licenses, insurance, or registration. 2,000 baht for a minor law violation, while locals drive freely, a visitor said, highlighting the inequity. That's, to me, from what I know and what I've seen, that's complete horse shit. Because I've rented motorcycles all over Thailand, and I did it in Kanom. I didn't even show a license. I didn't show insurance. I just said, yeah, this motorcycle right here, 150 baht a day. Okay, I wanted 2 days. All right. That's the strict booking policy. Now, if I had wrecked it, I got to pay for it. But usually it's not 2,000 baht. Maybe in Pattaya it's 2,000 baht. I don't know. I don't know what the fines are. I really don't know. But usually they're 500 to 1,000 baht. Perhaps most telling is the general sentiment that tourists are no longer feeling genuinely welcome. This unwelcoming vibe, combined with practical difficulties, has led many long-term visitors to move on. P.S. I had a great time, but like others, I'm moving on, shared one departing expat. What a drama queen, man. Jesus Christ. They have nothing good to write about, so they make stuff up. Yeah, maybe. Free market economy. You can't compare it to when you first got there. There's electricity everywhere now, paved roads, plumbing, aircon, etc. Every time we go there, there's always noticeable changes. It's a developing country, yes. Now, the only thing I don't really understand is why it's taking so long for them to revamp the roads, to make the roads better. Why are things taking so long? It's been years, 2, 3 years, and they haven't. To me, I haven't seen any noticeable change. Even if it's true, it's not something new that was already going on. Almost always a 500 baht fine. Yes, that's the thing. You know, I mean, this kind of stuff has been going on for years and years and years, and I don't even think about it anymore. You know what? I don't think about a 500 baht fine, because if I'm going to ride on a motorcycle, I wear a helmet. You know, that's just the way it goes. And if a motorcycle driver now is driving you on the motorcycle without a motorcycle helmet, it's his responsibility. That is the law. It's his responsibility to give you a helmet, and otherwise he has to pay the 2,000 baht. So, you know, that way it puts the onus on him. Why should the onus be on somebody who's going to go ride and take a ride on the motorcycle? Okay, it's 50 baht to go down there. Yeah, okay. Okay, cool. And you get on it and they don't give you a helmet. How? I mean, those helmets they're worth fuck all. They're just cheap plastic. They don't even help you. You know, you crack your head. I mean, the only thing it's going to do is put a little thin layer of plastic in between your head and the ground, and your head's not going to win. Let me see here. Where else? I only got a little bit more here. Have you or anyone noticed motorcycle taxis having helmets? Yeah, I had a lady and a guy give me a helmet and say, "Hey, now you have to wear the helmet." The lady, especially, she's really cool. This lady, she's married to another motorcycle driver. I've known her for, a couple of years, and when I see her, hey, how are you? Nice to see you. Sometimes I'll give her a little tip. And I got on the other day, and she goes, "Here you go," and I went, "Oh, great." You know, I've seen riders using little league style. Yeah, I mean they're using. I mean, come on, man. They're not great helmets. You can get a Shoei or an Index or something like that. And I always think about, oh, do I want to get a motorcycle? And let me tell you something. In the last year, I have gotten older. I mean, like, I feel it. And I've talked about this. My hands hurt, my feet hurt, my shoulder now is wrecked. Um, Sometimes my neck hurts. You know, I mean, sometimes I take a couple pain pills because I'm in such pain. My feet hurt, my knees hurt when I walk. And I thought to myself, well, I'm getting older. I got to keep in better shape. But I also think if I get on a motorcycle myself and start driving my own motorcycle, it just increases the chance that I'm going to have an accident. I'm going to get hit. I'm going to go down. I'm going to slide when I'm not concentrating. Because, first of all, if I was driving a car, I've said it before, I would honestly be scared that I would fall asleep at the wheel. Because I'm driving, I'm in the back of a taxi, and if it's, say, an hour and a half long drive, I start nodding off. I don't want to nod off at the wheel, And even if I had a helmet on and I'm on the front of a motorcycle, and if I start, now granted, it's harder to nod off on a motorcycle, but if I went down, man, that's it. That's it for me. I know it's gonna wreck me because I'm already in bad shape. I'm already stiff and achy, and you know, I'm feeling my age. So if I went down, forget about it, man. It's over. I'll be walking I'll be walking with a cane. You know. Well, maybe they'll start inspecting helmets. Let me ask you something. When you see police, what are they doing? I kind of wonder what they do. I mean, maybe they go out to certain places and go do whatever they got to do, but Once in a while, I see him directing traffic or something like that. So it would be nice. And they do the spot inspections and stuff like that. So it'd be nice to see him do a spot inspection and then check out the helmets and go, hey, where's the helmet for your passenger? That's 2,000 baht, buddy. You know, that would be nice. Whew. A little bit harsh. Ooh, man. But by this time now, very bitter. Anyway, it'll kick in. It'll kick in, and by 2 o'clock, I'll be like, well, I just ate. Maybe I can take a little nap. And, yesterday, Alex went to the gym. Then he came home, and I said, Alex, can you make me a protein shake? I haven't had one in a while. I'd really like to have one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. I lie down on the sofa, and I nod out. I am out. And like 20 minutes later, he comes over, and I hear him, Daddy, 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 Dad, hey, wake up. Hey, wake up. I get, huh? Huh? What? Huh? And he goes, here, this is for you. And I go, oh, okay. I don't ride a motorcycle here in Austin. I'm not going to start. Yeah, I'm not either. I'm getting to the point now where I'm going to transfer. Well, transfer. That's not the right word. I'm going to revise my budget to, instead of counting on how much it costs me to ride from place to place on a motorcycle, I'm just going to do it in a taxi. Much easier that way. Better to nod off than to struggle to fall asleep. Well, I do struggle to fall asleep. Yesterday, I wake up. I fell asleep at about 9:15. I'm watching Trailer Park Boys. I fall asleep. I'm out. I wake up. I go, oh yeah, it's got to be like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Feel good. I look up, look at my clock. It's 12:45. I go, what the fangula? Took me a half an hour to get back to sleep. Then I wake up at 3:45. I'm like, let me try to nod out a little bit. I nod off for a half an hour. I wake up at 4:15. That's it. I'm up. So that's why by the afternoon, I'm like, I got to take an old man nap. I think it's good you nod off. I think people who nod off live longer. That's what I'm hoping. I hope I get a little bit skinnier and I sleep a little bit more and I'm stressed a little bit less. And then, I live to be 100. Now, interesting fact, in case you don't know. I think how old did he live to be, Kirk Douglas? 100 years old? No, I lived to be 104. Holy Jesus, criminy. 103. He lived to be 103 years old. Now, I asked ChatGPT, do you think that Kirk Douglas wore Depends? Do you think he wore diapers? And ChatGPT and said, almost certainly. When you get to be about 90 years old, 90, 95, it's almost impossible to control the incontinence. And they said almost certainly he was wearing something so that, you know, he wouldn't piss all over himself. maybe I won't make it that long. So, you know, now I don't really mind, you know, if you got to wear Depends for something like that, and you're not like, you know, you're not drinking a glass like this and then you're pissing all over yourself. However, if you're taking a dump in your pants, oh my God. If you're 100 years old and you're like, you fart and you go, oops, I had a little accident there. That's a little too much, man. I get my sleep, but my hours are weird. I don't go to sleep until 3 a.m., 4:30 a.m. Take my dog out at night when everyone's dead asleep. Very peaceful. I don't need a leash. When I woke up in the hospital, I was wearing Depends. Huh? For what? Jesus Christ. Unbelievable. What was that for? Surgery or something? I've never had to wear those, man. I don't know why. I sleep about 8 hours a night. Jim, was there a deposit? Oh, God. You know, what's funny is when people ask you, are you retired? Oh, yeah, I'm retired. What do you do? I don't know. Whatever I want. Oh, my God. Uh, oh, thank you. I made something today. Unbelievable. Hallelujah. Thank you very much there, LCTR fan. Thank you. Appreciate that. You're the one and only, baby. And you know what? I'm damn thankful. $5 is $5. I went unconscious at home a few months ago. My wife came down to the living room and found me unresponsive. I remember riding in the ambulance and waking up at the hospital room wearing Depends. Wow. Did they ever find out what that was about? Did they check your heart? A very high fever and a kidney infection. Okay. A kidney infection. Yeah, that'll do it. Kidney stones, kidney infection, something to do with your heart. Um, all those things can cause that. And, you know, listen, I don't piss like I used to. I used to piss, man, and I used to piss like 30 feet, man. I mean, I'd be spraying all over the place. Now it's like it trickles out. I think the term is weak stream. Hey, you're also making all that YouTube ad revenue from your old videos and streams and shorts. Listen, you don't make shit from shorts. All you do is get people to go to your other videos from the shorts. The shorts that I made like $3 out of all the shorts that I put up. And I just went, it ain't worth it. I don't care what anybody says. It's not worth it. Now, I have had it inspected. I've had the finger up the ass, and which is, of course, extremely pleasant. Um, and now, for some reason, I don't know what happened, but if you look, some of the videos I have, they're getting 50, 60,000, 10, 20,000 views. I haven't had that in years. And I think it's because I cut back on the streams and because I put up the videos on a regular basis. So, come on, man. That's disgusting. Jesus Christ. I remember feeling nausea. I was unable to sit up from the sofa. I was like a rock drummer. Found unconscious laying in a pool of vomit. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. That's not good, man. You better keep an eye on that. Get your checkups. I'm waiting for, I have one thing coming through with it from the insurance I'm waiting for. And then hopefully I can get my full checkup and everything else. Jesus Christ, what a, let me tell you something. Insurance is a pain in the ass. That's all I'm going to say. It's just a major, major pain in the ass. Anyway, at least we're all healthy here. That's a bonus. We're all healthy. And then one day we'll be gone. What are you going to do? You know, I'm already prepping the kids. I'm like, hey, listen, one day I'm not going to be here. One day your mother's not going to be here. You guys are going to be on your own. You better get used to it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hospitals with only squatters. That's not good. You know, there's one thing I don't want to have to do in a hospital. And that is squat on a toilet. I don't mind squatting otherwise. I don't mind, I'll take my time. I'll do it. But in a hospital, I want to be relaxed, man. I just want to sit there on the throne at my own pace. Letting things come as they may. Of course not. But, a lot of older people, what they do is they have instead of squatting on the toilet, they have like a brace, like a chair. And they can sit on the chair and then they just, they crap right into the toilet. Although if they miss a little bit, but we changed our toilet in Surat. That's like one reason I really want to look and see. Is everything okay there? Because Nicholas said to me, I want to use that toilet at the house for the first time. I got to use it just to try it out. The private rooms had real toilets. Then here I am, dizzy, trying to steady myself over a squatter. Oh, yeah. Well, that's how it goes. That is how it goes. All right, listen. Yeah. Well, he used to be the one who clogged the toilet all the time. Now he doesn't. I don't know why. I don't know what happened, but he's okay. Now, well, I got him trained. I got both of them trained. I tell them all the time, listen, you want to use my toilet? If you're in my toilet, in my bathroom, because that's what it is, because it's my house, because I pay the bills here. I said, if you're going to use the toilet, make sure everything goes down. Do not leave this room until you make sure that toilet is perfectly clean. So now they do that. Anyway, the life and times of an American in Bangkok. All right, listen, it's time for me to go. I got things to do, people to see. So I hope you got something out of this video today. Sometimes it takes a little jogging of the memory to remember just how many good things there are here. And my wife told me the other day, she goes, I know that you try to be for both sides, but you got to remember that you got to kind of, you want to stay positive. And to be completely honest, I don't know that there's any other place that I'd rather be than here. Maybe there is. Maybe there's a few places. I don't know. But like some people put Vietnam ahead of Thailand right now. I like Vietnam a lot, but I don't want to be there. I don't want to live there. And I don't know what it is. So, anyway, that's all I have. So, thank you very much, everybody, for joining me. I appreciate it. And again, I don't know when I'll be back. Probably not on Friday. Probably not in the next couple of days. Probably I'm going to wait. So, we'll see. But Jim, thanks. 2 quarters. Dowlo, Carlos, LCTR fan, thank you very much for the donation. Dale, uh, yeah, everybody. I don't know. I can't go all the way back here, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys later. Formal Fridays. No, Scotty doesn't believe in formal. Scotty only wears shorts and sometimes a pullover shirt, and that's about it. That's as formal as it gets. So there you go. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Choke di leo jerk and mine, which means good luck and see you again. Take care.